Now it's 55 now. So, if anybody's interested, please see me afterwards.
So thank you, John. That was awesome. I told you not to mention the 120 million downloads or whatever it was. But I think I'm going to implement tic-tac-toe in all of our apps now. It's going to increase the downloads. So that's the first thing. And Pete, thank you very much for having us here. I should have signed up for a lifetime sponsorship back then, but it's a great success, and appreciate being here. So I'm going to be talking about mobile first and how that leads to better user experience. The programmer friends among here will appreciate the double equal sign. So my name is Barg Upender. I'm with MoDevUX. I founded it back in 2009. We do strategy, design, development. We do half commercial and half federal. We do work for USA.gov, Commerce, FTC. We also help a lot of local startups get off the ground. Goodser, Smart Breeze, done network solutions, bunch of apps, having lots of fun. So here's the sort of actually what I wanted to title the thing, which the talk, insert coin, avoid Klingons. So that's back in the day, Steve Jobs was working at Atari. They were making these video game consoles, and when he saw the manual for basically it was that simple. And insert coin, avoid Klingons. So he used that design principle at Apple and created what he created now. Okay? This is also my first computer, Atari 400, my favorite computer. So if I could run a company, I want to run Atari sometime in the future. And this is my newest computer. I got it at the South by Southwest. It shows me how inactive I am. The idea is it counts, it's an activity meter. It's supposed to remind me to get outside and walk and stuff. So I'm actually having a lot of walking meetings. But interestingly, so this is also mobile. This is a mobile device. This is talking to my iPhone. So suddenly my iPhone became server rather than client. So the mobile landscape is changing a lot. And I think it's important to think about mobile first. Okay? So how many people heard of mobile first here? Okay, half. That's good. So this is a classic example of web first and mobile second, right? So you have a lot of good content on the website. People come to it. The first thing you do is like do the same thing in mobile, perhaps a little more cleaner, a little more compact and stuff. But this is what it would look like if you went mobile first. Okay. So this is a Foursquare app. Before mobile first, I used to call it mobile to mobile, M2M. So the idea is that if you design a product or service so that it can be completely consumed by mobile, then you will actually create better user experience, better engagement, and if you have that, then you can go back and do the supplement it with web. So you think about the website second, and that's what the Foursquare guys do. Now the website has improved quite a bit since 3 or 4 years ago, but still people spend most of the time on the mobile experience. All right, so here's another example. So it's mobile first is also a design strategy. So this is Uber. If you're looking for a car service, basically it shows you the nearest cars. Look at the app. It's like a 2-screen app. I mean, there's more screens than that, but they're all kind of secondary. You set up your pickup location so the car can come to you, and then once you're done with your ride, you submit a rate. Okay, so they took, and it's a fairly complex app. If you look underneath that, it's a GPS app. It's doing reverse geo coding. It's calculating mileages. It's doing all sorts of complex stuff. But at the end of the day, it's made it dead simple. So when I took the Uber ride, it was raining. It was dark. So you don't have too much time to figure out where the content is, where the buttons are, and all that stuff. So it has to work fairly quickly and fairly easily and stuff. So the big green button over there, and there's something over here. So mobile first is also a content strategy. So we work with the National Library of Medicine. We basically, when we started, we looked at their content. We looked at what kind of users that they have. For example, this is hazard material staff that would be using this service, this mobile web service. So we started and designed it completely just for the iPhone and Android. So just a mobile web platform. Once we got that right, then we said, oh, okay, we have a little extra real estate if we go to iPad. What do we do with it? So we changed the design, adapted it for the iPad platform, and then we went to the website. So now what happens is when somebody types in the URL, they can basically scroll the window, they can shrink the window, and it will automatically adjust the content as well as the layout. Okay? So this is what it used to look like. So that's the bug first. It's ugly and we don't want to talk about it. We also did the same thing. We launched apps.usa.gov a couple of weeks ago. Same thing. You could, it will adapt to your screen size. So there are roughly 98 different screen formats and growing every year. So the idea is that if you can design it so that it's scalable, that it will work nicely in most of these platforms. So it's a web strategy. Mobile first is also an innovation strategy. So if you guys look at this new startup called Pebble, they wanted to raise $100,000 using the Kickstarter crowdsourcing platform, right? So once again, this is very similar to the Nike Fuel. It's basically a souped-up version of the iPad Nano, right? It's an open version of it. So this will actually talk to your iPhone and Android. They raised $5 million, okay? So it's a good design, and they don't have the product. People are actually buying this stuff, and there's not even a product there. So all these people are supporting them to develop revolutionary stuff. So this is like a mini screen for your iPhone. So like you can now dock your iPhone, but you can get the weather updates and time and all that stuff from the watch. So mobile first is an innovation strategy. Mobile first is a business strategy. So we have a colleague, a client who came to us. He's very successful in healthcare. He knows what to do. He knows drug pricing and how all that works. So he's a subject matter expert, but he didn't have the cash. So the first thing he did was he built a mobile app. So somewhere around 20 grand, got him a nice demo. And then he started showing to investors and partners. He raised money, he raised angel money basically. And then he used that to start building out the website and all the other pieces and stuff. Now, Blue Cross and Blue Shield and companies like that are finding him in the App Store and calling him in and saying, hey, we have these special needs, how can we work with your platform? So it's a good business strategy. All right? And I won't say too much about it. It also could be a good exit strategy. Okay. 53 seconds left. So it's not the only strategy, but it's the smart strategy. So that's it for me. We do have a booth over there. We are giving an iPad, and I think there's only 5 business cards there, so you have a pretty good shot if you're up there. Grab the iPad. Thank you very much.